Alright, cool. Let's see. I had to get a much better, thing, like how would you say, a thing to put my phone on besides having it sit up on the, right in front of where the radio display is. That's what I had it at first. So if this thing falls, it falls, okay? So, crazy stuff. Yeah, I just wanted to more so talk a few more things about these comic books, man. These comic books are crazy. Yeah, let me roll up the window on the other side. I don't have those automatic windows. There we go, cool. Yeah, so, I just want to talk about how, the whole situation with, like, Marvel and everything, because, I don't know, it's been bothering me. There's, you hear so many things about how Marvel Studios and, how they treat, like, creators and stuff, it kind of blows your mind, in a way. Yeah, because, you hear, like, Rob Liefeld leaving Marvel, and, like, he was like, that's it, that's, like, he's done. And, I did hear about the whole situation with, during the Deadpool premiere, the Deadpool and Wolverine premiere, and how that, bothered him. That would bother me as well. This happened, of course, a while ago, right when during the Deadpool and Wolverine premiere, but it's just, like, thinking, man, Marvel, man, I don't know what the deal is. And then also years ago when the legendary artists were just like, okay, we want to have more control of our creations and everything. And it's just like they all came from Marvel. Jim Lee, Todd McFarlane, Rob Liefeld, and everything. And that makes you think, like, what is the deal with Marvel? Like, what is the deal? I know, of course, the MCU has just been, like, going crazy with these movies and everything. And, of course, there's this thing called unhappy fans. Fans are always, whining and crying about how graphics look and everything. But it just really makes you think that is Marvel really, the go-to when it comes to, like, superheroes and everything. Because I'm gonna be very honest with you. Marvel's not perfect. I would say that. Yeah, Marvel is not perfect. I think that the whole thing with Jonathan Majors and stuff, like, that kind of that kind of bothered me for a bit as well, because he was, like, a really, really good actor and everything, and he was literally the person for the role. Like, he was such a good actor for King the Conqueror and everything, and that just makes you think, like, well, there goes that. And it just makes you think that who's gonna replace him? I mean, who's gonna replace him? I don't know who's gonna replace him. They say Coleman Domingo and everything, and you're just like, okay, are they gonna go through with this or anything like that? Because the whole thing with Avengers Doomsday and then Secret Wars, like, it's just like it created a whole gap. It created a whole, like, gray area for the MCU and everything. I think that Marvel Studios could have more so kind of looked into it a little bit more, because what's going to be after Secret Wars? Like, somebody tell me, what is going to be after Secret Wars? I mean, nobody knows. Nobody really knows, because you already have, the Infinity War and Endgame already happened, and I don't know what's going to be after Secret Wars. So, yeah, but besides that, like, comic books and everything, comic books are, like, going up in price. Like, they already went up in price. They already did. And now they're destined to go up again. And it's insane. Especially, I don't know, for Canadians or anything like that. And you're like, bro, like, Is this really gonna happen? Who knows? It may happen. It may not. So you got so many fans out there, and it's just like, is this gonna reduce the profitability for comics? You know, is that gonna happen? You know, people don't want that to happen. You know, is that gonna cause, you know, the distributors will, like, you know, Marvel Comics and DC Comics to not create as many comic books or write as many comic books? You know, we don't know. We don't know the answer to that question or anything like that. I feel like we really are in an unprecedented time. All these things that are going on and stuff, and you have like so many fans and everything that really enjoy, you know, this stuff. I feel like eventually they're gonna have everything digitally. They're just like, you're literally gonna have to have a subscription, or you're just gonna pull up your own comic books. But at the same time, if that does happen, I think that will also boost the value of comic books, because it's like the ones that have already been released, like the physical copies. You know, and I do really feel for the comic book writers, small comic book writers and stuff, because they will literally have they'll put so much effort into these books, and when they run into like you know, like a printing company or anything like that, you know, that will really decide. I feel like it really has been deciding how much they would have to sell their books for. For instance, in Austin, when I was there, I think there's I've seen so many local comic books out there, so many local comic book creators and everything out there, and they sell their books for $10. They sell their books for $10. And I know Austin, Texas is an expensive city, but at the same time, it's just like you go to a comic book store and they're selling Marvel comics for $4.99 or $5.99, and you see a small comic book creator and they sell their book for $10, and it's like, man, that's really tough, you know. Because at the same time, the creator is trying to, you know, at least, well, of course, profit from their creation, you know. And I absolutely agree with that. That actually, well, it shows people that, okay, this is what I made, and this is what I enjoy doing. So, like, I think that it's really nice for, I mean, it's a business thing. It's a business world. So, of course, you know, they're going to sell their creations and all that stuff. Usually sales determines the how well the stories are and the art and everything. Like, it's worth the buy and stuff. A lot of people don't really see it that way. And I did see the thing where I did see a saying, well, Todd McFarlane, can't really quote me exactly what he said. He says, you can sell a book with art, but not a book with just, you know, terrible writing, with poor art. Like, if the book has poor art, the book's not really going to sell. You know, people like looking at pictures and stuff. It's true. We love beautiful art nowadays, but at the same time, it's just like, I mean, it's good art, but is it also a good story? So there's that to consider as well. So yeah, but I think Marvel is, I mean, not only just Marvel, DC as well, and Image and IDW and Dark Horse and all that stuff. I feel like they're in really tough spots right now, because people at the same time, you know, I'm sitting here saying that, you know, the price of comic books, and at the same time, people are gonna buy these books, you know, because of all that what's going on. Yeah, because, oh my goodness, I don't know, man. I really don't. I believe that there's gonna be, you know, you have to be optimistic, of course. Of course, you gotta be optimistic about the, you know, of good things, of course, with the comic book industry. Yeah, I seriously do think that there's not going to be that much in sales or anything like that. I may be wrong. It's such an unprecedented time. My goodness. So, yeah. It's really crazy. Really crazy. Yeah. But your boy actually has a mini road trip, TBH. Yeah, so you're probably like wondering, where's he going? Yeah, I'm driving. So, duh. But no, yeah, just thinking about it, it's just like, wow, this is insane. All this stuff that's going on, and for comic book fans and everything, it's not really fair. Like people can't like really put their money or anything like that towards something that they really enjoy. But like I said, we'll see. So, yeah. But no, yeah, for instance, Marvel, the whole thing about my opinion about DC and everything is that Marvel has been I've been hearing so many things about Marvel lately. And they always say you ain't gotta always listen to what people gotta say, this and that, blah, 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 or whatever. But there's a lot of these things that are true, man. Like, and when I saw that whole thing with that documentary about Stan Lee and all that stuff, like how he was being treated and everything, that hurt. Like, that really did hurt, because it was like he was being used. Everything he did, like, he was literally being used for his image and who he was as a person. It's really sad, because he put so much effort and he has so much love for what he created, and people were taking advantage of him. People were literally taking advantage of him. Hello, how's it going? Welcome to the live stream. But no, yeah, people were literally taking advantage of him, and that makes you think, like, why would people do that? Well, money. I mean, that's the truth, the hard truth. It's because of money. Of course they're going to use them, and of course they're going to try to get as much money as they possibly can out of him. Hello, welcome. Yeah, so it's crazy, man. It is really insane. And a lot of people, of course, is involved about it. It should be involved. His managers and all that stuff, and it's really, because the thing is that I heard, people say things, you hear rumors and stuff. Years ago, I was told that, oh yeah, I heard, Marvel Studios treated him poorly, and I'm just like, that kind of makes sense. I believe that he was treated poorly, and that would make you think, like, it is a whole money thing, always. I can't really say always, but mostly. And I just feel really bad for to see that. I mean, they haven't released a documentary or anything like that, but there was a whole thing about it was showing the artists and the creators, what they had to say about it and everything, and that made you think, like, this is no joke. You have serious creators in that. When I saw the trailer, you see like Roy Thomas and Rob Liefeld, and I created a thread about it, and yeah, they were saying, yeah, like, this is a real deal. Like, it was like he was like a monkey in a cage, and I'm like, what? That's insane. That's so sad. Like, nobody deserves that. Like, hey, come on, we gotta do this and do that. Come on, like, where are you going? Like, we're gonna have to have you sign this, and and he was obviously tired. And seeing that, I have this car in front of me. This car is driving pretty slow. Yeah, so It is crazy. But the thing is, it goes from like that, and then you see, because Stan Lee was, the reason why all of this came into play. But then there was people over that had complete control, and then the comics were kind of taking a turn in a way as well. The stories were kind of like, okay, what are we listening, like, what are we reading? Like, what does this have to do with the character? The character, this should be about the character, not about your personal life or what you've been through. And yeah, it's true. Like we're not talking about Dr. Octavius or freaking the Green Goblin or anything like that. We're talking about something completely different. Hello, welcome to the live stream. How's it going? Happy Saturday. This car is moving very, very slow. Yeah. So yeah, and people have said that before. People have said that before, said exactly what I said. We need to talk about what's going on, about the characters, the stories, and everything, and not about, something that has nothing to do with the characters. Because I remember that one goofy thing when I heard that Batman had a TikTok or something like that. I was like, Batman had a TikTok? What do you mean? What do you mean Batman has a TikTok? Like, that's just like, okay, yeah, let's go ahead and put the things that are going on, what's going on today and what our people are on into the freaking comic book. I'm like, why does Batman have to have a TikTok? That has nothing to do with, his gadgets or anything like that, or his new suit, or his villains, or anything. Like, wow, what the heck? So they have to distance themselves from that. And there's people out there who push for those things. So here's the thing. People push for things but don't want to contribute to those things. You see what I'm saying? They're saying that this character should be like this. They're saying that this character should have this and that. It has completely nothing to do with the character, but it somewhat goes against the character and how they were created in the first place. They'll say these things, and then when DC or anything like that, when they go ahead and release it to the public, they don't want to buy it. They're just saying, oh, this should be like this should be like that, you should do it. And then once the time comes, they're like, no, we don't have to pay for that. We don't, the character should be like that, but we don't want to buy it. I'm just like, what do you mean? You said you wanted the character to be like this. You think the character should be like that. You think the character should change. They did that, they listened to the fans, and they put it on the shelves, but they don't want to buy it. And you're just like, what the heck? So you don't want to buy it, and the people who love the characters for years for what they are as a person, like what they've always been like, don't want to buy it because that's not how the character was originally. Like, why should I buy this? Why should I, even invest into this anymore? Because this was my character. So many examples and everything out there. Of course they have the whole thing with different universes and all that jazz. Like, this is how this character is in this universe, and how this character is that in the other universe. And it's true. Like, okay, that's a good idea, but we're talking about like the original universe. Like, okay, we can say like Earth 616 or Prime Earth. I don't know. So things like that. They can do stuff like, I'm pretty sure they have been doing stuff like that. But the fact is that they still push for those things, and that's not what comics are really about. That's not. So Yeah. Hello, welcome to the live stream. Hello, hello, hello. Hello. So the thing is that that comic books aren't really they're not made for everyone. I would say that they're not made for everyone. I mean, they do have how would you say, stories that do appeal to a lot of people, but not everyone's gonna really read comics. I think that people should primarily more so focus on the passion for the characters, of course, and everything, their love and their and what they expect from them. So yeah, it's a crazy time, because like back in like the old days, you know, times before I was born, you know, seeing these books, I'm just amazed. I'm like, wow. And the thing is, when I see the books today, like when I see them like in great condition and stuff, I'm like, this is a nice book. You see how old it is, you're like, dang, this book older than me. Shoot, this book is way older than me. So yeah, some funny stuff. And I would, you know, of course, use my hard-earned money and buy the book and whatnot. And sometimes, well, some books will just be like, dang, I have this book, but I haven't been really like focusing or thinking about the collection or anything like that. So why do I have this book? And I think that's the con of collecting. One of the cons to collecting is impulse. Impulse buying is not really a good thing. Usually you see things at a store and you're just like, oh, this is not bad of a deal and whatnot. Or this is a nice book. I can't find anything else. This is actually a really nice book. And then you get the book, and then what? You know, because there's some books, like I'm not a modern guy. I'm gonna be very honest. I'm not a modern collector or anything. I mean, I'll buy books. Okay, excuse me. I'll buy some modern books. Excuse me. I need to watch my mouth there. I do buy some. It depends on the modern book, but my primarily focus is on the vintage books. Because vintage books, I love old things. I like old things. Old things are really neat. They're really, really, really neat. I think that vintage books are like they're worth a lot to me, because they no longer use the technology they had like back in the day to make those books today, and the art is completely different. The art is you know, it is different. The inking and all that stuff, the coloring, completely different. I think that the books today, of course, are different. I don't know what exact, like, you know, art, you know, platform or studio or what software, excuse me, studio software they use for it, but it's getting a little scary, because now we have this thing called AI. And AI is like, you know, I can't say taking over, but it's a little creepy, because it can replace people's jobs, and we don't want that to happen. You know, you have people, of course, making these Studio Ghibli freaking AI pictures of themselves, which, okay, I'm be very honest, it looks pretty cool, it looks neat, but like AI, bro, like, come on. Like, no. So yeah, pretty neat stuff that's going on today, like besides the AI concept, because AI is not it, man. AI is not it. So yeah, I think that artists should keep pushing, and to not give up on their dreams, because you give up on your dreams, man, you're gonna regret it. You're going to regret it, I'll tell you that. Yeah, because seeing comic book covers, I felt like there was a time, even though I've been all over, DC lately, I think when I saw those covers during that AI boom or whatever, when people started posting pictures of themselves with AI and whatnot, like with AI, there was like some Supergirl covers or some characters that looked, I'm pretty sure it was created by AI. I don't know. I didn't know that there was a Superman book that was created through AI, and it was just like, this is not a real person. So, yeah, some crazy stuff, man. Let me see. Let me go ahead and stop. Yeah. Yeah. So I think people kind of use what's that? I don't think it's Clip Studio. Clip Studio is pretty good. When I use Clip Studio, it does have the features where you can turn it into a comic book and whatnot, and I think that's pretty neat. It was a lot to learn, and it's completely like digital art, and like you doing it in person is pretty different. It's a completely different story. So I'm just like, man, this art is this is actually very hard. Well, it's not very hard, it's just very different. So I'm like, man. Yeah, so I think I should, of course, do some more drawings on there. Clip Studio is a very it's a pretty good software to use. Not gonna lie, it is a pretty good software. And turn right here. Yeah. Okay, let me see some real quick. All right, excuse me. So it's really cool. Clip Studio. The thing is with Clip Studio, you have to have like the licensing and all that stuff for it. Of course, you have to pay for it. Pay for the licensing. It was like $200 something. Yeah, and I've created some art on there. It's pretty nice. It's pretty fun. Now I've drawn my own comic book. I did the storyboard, I did the transcript. I've been thinking and been looking about hiring like an artist, and I'm just like, I don't know about that now. So, a lot to consider. Of course, a lot to consider. So, you got to find the right artist, and then you have to find this and find that. Is it really what's gonna happen when it comes to like selling the book and all that stuff? And yeah, man. Yeah, of course. Let me see. Yeah. So it's a little rainy out here, man. Some rain. What am I gonna eat? I wonder. Yeah. Raul the soccer god. Welcome to the live stream. Welcome. Yeah. But Marvel, yeah, I've been having some mixed feelings about Marvel lately. When it comes to DC, I feel more, I don't know, I feel more at ease. It's just crazy how when you compare the two, they're completely different. Really are different. Let me see. Ooh, excuse me. Yeah. So, yeah, the comic book side of things, I think there's more. I don't know. I've noticed. I don't know. There's more freedom of writing the characters when it comes to DC, because there's so many characters and there's so many possibilities, and it really blows your mind how DC, they have so many good stories, and they're still able to come up great stories compared to Marvel. You know, excuse the noise. I have some, I don't know, some noise. Yeah, so pretty neat stuff. I think that that Marvel, I think they need to kind of step up their game just a little bit more. Yeah, if that makes sense. Yeah, because DC, they've been doing it for so long. It's just the movies really did take a turn, man. It really did. The movies could have, like the DCEU. Yeah, I don't know what was going on with all that. That was a mess. It really was. And they were trying to really expand the universe a little bit more. Well, they really were. I think when James Gunn came in, he was just like, okay, we're just gonna revamp all of this stuff here. So, yeah. And I don't blame him. There was like projects that weren't really doing the best. And because at the end of the day, like I said before, it's sales, or it's about the money. Everybody has to. They can't make stuff and lose money off of it. They can't. It's the hard truth. Yeah. Because why should we? Because you notice that they've been making a lot of things where it's like, okay, we should try this and try that, and they try it, and they don't make money off of it. They're like, what were we doing? So, like, them canceling shows and all that stuff, and it just makes you think, like, man, that's not good. It's not. It really isn't. Yeah. I mean, because it kind of it might sound like that I have, like, Marvel fatigue. Marvel fatigue. After seeing, like, all the shows, almost, like, basically 90% of the shows. I would say 80 or 90% of the shows, and all the movies, literally all the movies, and how good they were and everything. And I'm just like, you know what? I'm gonna go to DC. I'm gonna go to the DC side. DC has so much stuff, and they have a lot of underrated things that not a lot of people talk about. Because, like I said, the other day when I was talking about the MCU really brought people to Marvel. They're bringing people who don't even read comic books into Marvel. They brought people from all over the place. And I think DC, they'll be able to do that. The DCU will be able to do that. A good positive thing. I mean, there's a lot of positive things about Marvel, but DC is just really there for it. They have so much opportunity. So Marvel, their old books are not as pricier as DC's books. I do think that the prices, though, for the books, depending on what they are, it's kind of annoys me in a bit. I would more so think it depends on who's selling the book as well. Some people, they'll just grab books and just slap a price on them and expect you to pay that price for them. So that makes you think, like, wow, like, I should buy this book because it's Marvel and I should pay this price for it. No, that's ripping you off, man. Oh, I have to be in this lane. Okay, well, I did not see that. Yeah, crazy stuff, man. Crazy stuff. Marvel will continue. Marvel is a cash cow, and the X-Men, I do think the X-Men will really make things come true, because the X-Men, when 21st Century Fox owned the X-Men, the whole franchise and everything was just like, okay, yeah, it was good and whatnot, but it's just like, what if Marvel Studios puts their hands on it, Yeah, and I'm waiting. I can't wait to see what that is and everything, because X-Men is big, man. X-Men is a big deal, man. It's such a big deal. I hope once Marvel Studios put their hands on it, it's gonna be good. Waiting to see how this Fantastic Four is gonna be like. A lot of people have mixed feelings, even though, because the thing is, Silver Surfer is a herald of, being the Silver Surfer is the herald of Galactus, and everyone wants Norrin Rad to be Silver Surfer, and not a lot of people, you have a lot of grown men crying about it. It could be a completely different universe. Such and such happened in this universe, so you'll be fine. Yeah, but a lot of people aren't really taking it lightly, which is it's annoying and hilarious at the same time. And they are doing something different, of course. And of course, gonna check it out. See how the movie is and everything. Now, Sony could have done better with the Madam Web movies, the Spider-Man villain movies, because they make so much they make so much money off of these movies. They make something, because I'm gonna tell you right now, the Spider-Man movies, when they got, I'm pretty sure they get, of course, half profits from those movies. They could have put that movie towards really good writers and directors and stuff, and they should have put most of their money into those movies, and that would actually make people enjoy and watch them, because there was so much anticipation with these movies. People are like, oh my god, we're gonna go see Morbius, we're gonna go see Craven, we're gonna go see Madam Web and stuff, and they put barely any effort into these movies, and they're like, oh wow, what did we just do? What do you mean? You guys didn't put that much funding into those movies like they should have. I don't know how their budget or their things are, but they basically half did it. Basically, they didn't put that much money or effort into these movies, which is, it's embarrassing. It isn't big for the Spider-Man image and for Marvel, because that's still a part of Marvel. Marvel isn't perfect; they're not, but they could have done something, right to make it happen. And what people saw, I'm gonna be very honest, I didn't see the movies. I didn't. I did hear the ratings and everything, and I'm just like, oof. And then you hear from another person. Yeah, 1 second, let me see. So, yeah, man, it's just mind blowing. Yeah, I think Marvel Studios will eventually try to get the rest of Spider-Man. They're gonna try. Sony, they're on their last leg at this point with Spider-Man. Disney have the resources, the capabilities, and the funding for it. It's true. They do. They have way more than Sony does. Disney is such a huge conglomerate. They own so many things: ABC, ESPN, Star Wars, National Geographic, Pixar, and then Marvel. So it's wow, they have all of these. They have all of this. They can literally, and if they buy out Spider-Man, they're just they're monopolizing everything in a way. It's crazy, but I think they would really do really well. They will do really well if they did buy out Spider-Man. Spider-Man's worth billions of dollars, and right now Sony's just hanging on so tight to them, and they're trying their best to see what they can do with Spider-Man. It's hilarious stuff. it's hilarious and sad. Okay, because it's like I said, it's a whole money thing. It really is. Spider-Man is a great character. He is very talked about and everything. Very, very popular, and a lot of people know who Spider-Man is. And Spider-Man has so many villains, so many characters besides the villains. It's really cool, and I feel like also the main thing about Spider-Man is that his abilities make him really who he is, and his abilities are just satisfying. Like, it's really cool, it's satisfying, and it's just like, wow, this dude's swinging through the city with his web slinging, and it's so unique and different because it's not Superman. It's nothing like Batman's pretty is a unique character as well. It's like this man, he's called Spider-Man, and he has powers of a spider, and it's just like, what the heck? And then he's like one of the most popular, one of the most popular comic book characters ever. Crazy stuff. And it's been like that since, like, was it 1962, 1963? Since Amazing Fantasy 15. Some breakthrough like ideas, like with Stan Lee and Steve Ditko. And his suit design and everything is really cool. Yeah, and there's going to be more comic books being released with Spider-Man and all that stuff. I heard Ultimate Spider-Man is good. Ultimate Spider-Man, the most recent one, the 12-issue series, I heard it was really good. I was slacking on that. I did read a few issues and stuff, but I'm kind of like more so turning my head the other direction towards the DC side as of right now. I can't really say this is permanent or temporary or anything like that, but DC is freaking amazing. They're really amazing. Indecisive. That's a con right there of collecting. You're just like, yeah, I'm gonna collect this and collect that. And then the next day you're like, collecting that's pretty expensive. Let me look at this one. Let me look at this side. And you're just like, wow, this is neat. And then you see one of your favorite characters in Marvel, and you're just like, oh wow, they have this. And then DC, like, it's back and forth. But DC is like I said before, is better than Marvel story-wise. The X-Men is really top par. They really are top par. The X-Men, reading Chris Claremont's stories and everything made me understand exactly why people love the X-Men. Because Chris Claremont is a breakthrough writer. His writing is just, the stories and, X-Men, God loves, man kills, and, reading that, and you're just like, man, this is good. This is good stuff right here. And, of course, learning about Bishop and Cable, and, how Bishop is from the future, and so is Cable, and, to go back in time and help the X-Men, and you're just like, what? Who would have thought about those things? Days of Future Past, and man, Days of Future Past that movie was good. That was a good movie. I have part 2 of Days of Future Past, but part 1 of Days of Future Past, where it has Wolverine and on the cover, and you see like the mutants that have been captured, slain, or apprehended. Yeah, it's just, that's a big book, man. That's a really big book. That book goes for like, I don't know right now, but it was around like $120. Yeah, the first part 1 of Days of Future Past. That's a good book, man. at that, and that's, you know, it's on my wish list and stuff. I'm still waiting for my books to come in from grading. I did have they were like all Marvel books. I had a like a huge, you know, thing about grading books and having them sent out and everything, and they come back looking like not what they look like when you sent them. So far they've been coming back in, you know, neat condition. Not upset or anything like that. My ASM, my Amazing Spider-Man 316.92, beautiful book. Still have it, of course. I don't think I'm gonna sell it. Of course, I said I don't think I'm ever gonna sell that book. I can say that now. But the ASM, Amazing Spider-Man 252, that's a nice book, man. That 7.0, very nice book. You know, that homage of Amazing Fantasy 15. And you see him with the black suit, but he's not carrying one person, he's carrying two. It's a nice book right there, man. Beautiful. Now, I thought about, of course, grading some more books. I think I'm going to talk about that sooner than later, maybe. I was thinking about getting my Amazing Spider-Man issue, was it 24 or 20? Man, I forgot, man. 24, because I just have it just, like, chilling. Like, I just have it, like, I can't say, like, stashed away. Basically stashed away. And, it's really old, Steve Ditko art and everything. I got it from Bat City Comics in Austin, Texas. Very, very nice. It looks nice. There are some scratches and whatnot, but that is a nice book, man. Very, very nice. It looks nice. Cover's complete and everything and all that jazz. Oldest The Amazing Spider-Man book I have today. My wife, she did get me, was it issue 30? I think it was issue 30. First, it was like first cat, excuse me. First Cat Burglar. So it's a nice book. Very nice book, and she got a good deal on it. And I still have the book. Spider-Man on the cover is like very, very small on there and everything. But yeah, that's some treasure, man. Some treasure. So I look forward to more Amazing Spider-Man books. It's gonna your boy is not breaking character, okay? Yeah, so no, yeah, I thought about that and everything. But you know, yeah, this is just so many books. Cause when I first got it, it was just like, okay, like these books aren't badly priced or anything like that. For the time being, because they usually like they're higher than that. Because once that Spider-Man movie comes out, was a Brand New Day, it's gonna be up there. It's gonna go back up there in price. And I'm not gonna sell the book. I'm just gonna be like, oh yeah, I bought the book just to sell it. No. Yeah, it's just like there's like huge focuses, you know. It's just like, okay, I'm gonna focus on this collection, then I'm gonna focus on that collection, you know, and whatnot. You're just like, oh my goodness. So, you know, there's that to consider. So, yeah, but you know, looking at the other side of things, you know, because there's like Golden Age, like Superman and everything. That stuff is high. That stuff is really, really high. But mostly the Silver Age Spider-Man books, like the John Romita Senior covers, and the Steve Ditko art and everything, they're good. They're really good. You know, but you know, the price really does get to you. Just like, man, this is expensive, dude. Man. But no, yeah, I feel like I did get it at a really good time. I don't know when we'll see about the next time. I'll, of course, look into those Amazing Spider-Man books. But yeah, I'm kind of transition the focus just a hair. You know what I'm saying? So yeah. It's just that Marvel. I just been collecting Marvel for so long. I'm not giving up on it. Like I said before, there's so many books I have. 10 cases full of books. And my wife, she also collects as well. If Storm's on there, she's getting Storm. If Storm is on the cover, she's going to get it. I don't blame her. That's her favorite character. I like Misty Knight. I like Monica Rambeau, and I do like Daredevil. Great characters. They need to, because here's the thing. DC, they have so many characters. They elaborate on these characters. They give them solo issues and stuff. But at the same time, I think it's the time and place. Because nowadays, it's just like you come out with solo issues with the character, and it's about the money. The book's not selling. And you're just like, okay, well, the book needs to sell in order for them to continue to keep writing these stories. Because for me, I was a little frustrated because there's people, you talk to people about like comics and stuff. You talk to them about Storm, and they're like, Storm is a side character. Storm is a side character. She don't need this and need that, and you're just like, what do you mean? So when they made Storm, they made Storm, and they were just like, okay, like her own solo series back in the 90s and all that stuff. Now they decided to make one starting last year. They're still making issues because she's a great character. She deserves her own solo series, and she deserves to be a main character in the books. She does. And they're doing really well. They're really doing well. The books are selling. The books are selling. I think they're on issue 7, I believe. And not only people are buying the books, they're also buying the variant covers. Come on. We're buying the variant covers. People like me are also buying the variant covers as well. I'm not buying them because my wife likes them, or I love Storm too. Storm is amazing. Okay. So it's just like y'all really, sleep on this stuff. Farim is a great character. Very great character. And she's literally one of the most powerful mutants out there. So, yeah. Big deal. Welcome to the live stream, y'all. What's going on, man? Let me see. I'm about to get on the freeway right here. Yeah, so big deal. Big character and everything. And I was a little sad about Monica Rambeau. Photon, they call him Photon Spectrum. She is the Captain Marvel. I don't know why it's just like, oh yeah, Carol Danvers is Captain Marvel, not Monica Rambeau. Are you kidding me? She was in Secret Wars. Monica Rambeau was in Secret Wars. She was in Secret Wars. She was originally a part of the Avengers and everything. Why are we doing her like this? I don't know. I feel like I do know, but it's ridiculous. So she's a great character. She deserves more spotlight. And Photon was, they didn't finish. I feel like they didn't finish. Oh yeah, they finished. Yeah, they cut it short. No, that's not what the fans really want. Is Monica Rambeau going to be in Avengers Doomsday? I hope so. I hope she's in Avengers Doomsday, because she's a good character. I hope she's in Secret Wars. She's supposed to be in Secret Wars. If you don't think Monica Rambeau should be in Secret Wars, and you call yourself a true Marvel fan, you're not a true Marvel fan, because she is in Secret Wars. She is. And Storm better be in Secret Wars as well. And there was a lot of, I did see the other day, they were, don't know if it was people or entertainment. I don't know. I forgot. That one platform, ET Entertainment. I don't know. They spoke to Halle Berry and they asked Halle Berry, "Hey, do you find yourself in starring as Storm again?" And she says the fans should just continue hoping for her to come back as Storm. And I'm like, you're gonna be Storm. We know it. And Kevin Feige did confirm that they didn't fully announce all the cast members of Avengers Doomsday. And I'm like, yeah, because Halle Berry is going to be in there. And there's going to be some other amazing X-Men actors that are also going to be in the movie as well. It's true. There's going to be more X-Men actors in the movie. I believe it. It's not going to make sense without them. It's not. I mean, I know it's like Doctor Doom and everything, but come on. Time, place, and expectation. Come on, man. And the movie's gonna do well. If you can't have Professor Xavier, you can't have Patrick Stewart, Ian, was it McKellen? I don't know, McKellar. I keep forgetting his name. And the actor who played Cyclops, just them three and a few other mutants, just be in the movie without all the other mutants. It doesn't add up. It doesn't. So there's going to be more characters in there. There's going to be a bunch of amazing people. There's going to be a bunch of amazing people, especially in Secret Wars. Secret Wars is going to be crazy. I do know. I have a feeling that Hugh Jackman's going to be in Secret Wars. Tobey Maguire's going to be in Secret Wars. Tom Holland's going to be in Secret Wars. It's just going to be, I don't know, either Tobey Maguire or Tom Holland. I don't know. That's going to be a big movie, man. That is going to be a massive movie. It's going to be a movie for the ages, man. But we'll find out. Eventually. Excuse the noise, I'm on the freeway. Or the highway. Not a tollway. Yeah. So. Huge expectations. And I think it's going to be kind of, I don't know if anybody thought about it, but I don't know, how are they going to, I know Robert Downey Jr. is going to be Doctor Doom, but he's going to be wearing a mask the whole time. Like, let's hope it's not, like, they're really going to have him wear the mask the whole time. And the thing is about Doctor Doom, he has an ugly face. Like, his face is not together. And then in Secret Wars, when he puts his face together, when he has the power to actually have his face, you know, the way he wants it to be, is it going to be Robert Downey Jr.'s face, of course? Who knows, man? Who knows? I'm pretty sure yes. If they're going to have Chris Evans as the Human Torch and Daredevil Wolverine, of course they're going to have Robert Downey Jr.'s face. Of course. They should have had the Human Torch continue in Deadpool and Wolverine, but they decided to kill him off. We really did think... So, here's the thing, though, about Secret Wars. Rhodes, Colonel Rhodes, Iron Man's, you know, pal, best friend, or whatever, he's gonna have that Iron Man suit. He's gonna have it. He's gonna have it, and he's been gone for, you know, they're saying that it wasn't him the whole time. It was a Skrull. It's gonna be a big deal. And I feel like they're really gonna try to have all these, you know, these connections, you know, line up for this movie and everything. So I really do believe they're gonna work something out. They're gonna work something out. So yeah, my goodness, that thing making a bunch of noise. I hope y'all don't hear that noise. I'm pretty sure y'all do. It's my freaking windshield. I need to take some of that stuff off so we can stop having noise here. But, no, yeah, there's going to be a connection to that. There has to be. It doesn't make sense for them to not have Colonel Rhodes in Iron Man's, like, you know, in his Mark suit. Because it was like that in Secret Wars. it was like that in Secret Wars, and of course, I'm pretty sure we are gonna have that introduction of Galactus in Fantastic Four First Steps. So it's gonna be different, man. It's gonna be different because we're so used to seeing, like, you know, the original Avengers and all these Avengers. Those 4 Avengers movies with the original 6, and then you see this is a whole completely different you know, ball game, a whole different cast and everything. And you know, we don't have Hawkeye in there, but oh yeah, but they did say that they're gonna have him back working on a few things. And I'm just like, man, this is gonna be neat. Hawkeye should have had his own movie. I don't know about y'all, but I believe Hawkeye should have had his own movie. He's when he appeared in what's it called, in Endgame, that was crazy, man. That was great. That was really nice stuff, you know, and how they had him as Ronin and everything. That was a twist, you know, because people like, you know, different types of twist and everything. And I wasn't expecting him to be to have them bring Ronin back. It made sense how they connected the blip to him being Ronin and stuff. That's a big deal, man. It really was, and that's what I'm saying. They're gonna do that for Colonel Rhodes. They're gonna do that, and they're gonna have that time where the X-Men come into play. So the thing is with the Marvels, they had Monica Rambeau in a different universe. So I believe they're gonna have Monica Rambeau, Photon, bring the original X-Men, bring, you know, Beast and all of them into play, and it's gonna work. It really is gonna work, and it makes sense, because how's Patrick Stewart, well, Professor Xavier, and Magneto and Beast, those original actors, being Avengers Doomsday? You know, there's that you know, that hint there, because Monica Rambeau, she has to bring them back. She has to bring them into that universe, because they're not in the current, you know, the MCU universe, the MCU we know. They're like 21st Century Fox. They're on that side. So that's a really, I didn't think of that, but I thought of that now. That's crazy. Yeah, but let's hope for the best for this movie. Let's really hope for the best for this movie, because this movie's gonna break records, man. It's really gonna break records. Doctor Doom's obviously gonna win. He is obviously gonna defeat the Avengers, no matter what. And then in Secret Wars, of course, the Avengers, they will prevail. I mean, they're gonna avenge the loss, so it's obvious. It really is obvious. Yeah. Man, I have a few hours left. Take a little sip. That rain is gone. It was pouring pretty bad. Some good water right there, man. Yeah, Zorka. I'm gonna clip my nails. That's what I need to do. Clip these nails, bro. Look at these nails. These nails are long. I got no nail clippers in my car. Yeah. So let's see if the Beyonder does appear in Avengers in Secret Wars. It is kind of like a little bit all over the place at this time, because if Doom wins, it's just gonna be like, okay, what? I don't know. I really don't know. I think Doom Wars is going to tie into, I think it's Doom War, where Shuri takes over the mantle. Yeah. Oh, you know, I don't know. This is my theory, okay? Love, you know, Black Panther, great character. Chadwick Boseman, amazing actor and everything. So, you know, the beginning scenes of Wakanda Forever, when it was where Shuri, she's, you know, panicking, and Black Panther passes away. And I would have to rewatch the scene. Where was Black Panther in the movie? Like, you know, like what was, you know, he was dying and stuff. He was dying, and it was just like, I'm thinking, wait, were they trying to put the whole situation where he fought like Doom is the reason in, you know, in the movie where he passes away? Because in Doom War, he passes away. Well, he's in a coma, I believe. Yeah, he was in a coma, or he was near death, and it was against Doctor Doom. So I don't know. Like I said, I have to rewatch the movie. It's been some time since I've seen Wakanda Forever, but that could be what it is, because Shuri in Doom Wars, I think it's Doom War, not Wars, Doom War, she is the leader of Wakanda. She becomes the next Black Panther, and everyone is doubting her and everything, and the whole, you know, the whole government, you know, the whole Wakanda government and everything is against, you know, it kind of, you know, society doesn't agree with her and her being the leader of Wakanda or anything like that, and the country goes into turmoil, and Doctor Doom is a big factor. You know, he's a really big factor into the reason why Wakanda's falling apart. And yes, Namor does appear in Doom Wars, and Doctor Doom, I think he baits her into fighting Namor and all that stuff. So there's some connections there. Because I read Doom War, and it was good. It was a very, very good series. And the Fantastic Four was involved, and Cyclops was involved as well. And you're just like, wait a minute. This is what it could really connect to. This is what this stuff is really, you know, we're like, oh yeah, could this happen, could that happen? But if you read Doom War, you're just like, wait a minute. Because you see the actor who plays Namor is also in the movie as well. So I'm just thinking, yeah. Then Sue Storm is in there as well. Of course, the Fantastic Four. And people are saying that Namor steals Sue Storm from Reed Richards. I don't know how that's gonna go. We'll see. I think there's gonna be a new suit as well. And I think this suit is probably going to be how the suit is in Doom War. I really do think. Yeah, because they really try to take the vibranium from Wakanda, and they try to get a bunch of people involved and everything. But yeah, Doom War. Yeah, look into Doom War. That's a big deal. That book, I really, really did enjoy that. But I really think that's probably the initiation, the start of all of this, that, you know, that happens. I believe that the book is hard to find as well. So I tried finding the book myself, and I mean, you can look for it on eBay and all that, but you know, eBay is eBay. Yeah, so like when I look for it in comic book stores and stuff, you have to really look into like the modern issues and everything. Yeah, because Doom War is good, and it really does have Shuri in the suit and everything, and she's brutal. She is brutal. I like how she's very, how would you say? She's very, like, she don't care. She ain't taking anything from anybody. Like, she is a big deal. And then, you know, there's people that are, like, people who are against her, trying to fight against her and everything, and it's just like, wow. That, like, Wakandans, like, that were against her. It's a big deal. Like, because politics gets involved and everything. It's like a whole, like, political thing, in a way. Just like, wow, Wakanda politics. And, you know, people have a lot to say, and, you know, about Shuri, and how Wakanda is, how they say that it's failing, and then there's the other side saying that they're actually doing really well with her, and, you know, how Storm gets really, really involved, and how, they try to use Storm into saying that she's, she killed, like, well, she's harmful towards Wakandans and everything, and, you know, Doctor Doom and Storm, they face each other again, and it's really good, you know, that's Doom War. So great comic book series, really good comic book series that nobody talks about, and I think that people should really read into. Yeah, Doom War. So, because yeah, you see a lot of things, One World Under Doom, and all that, all those books. I don't know if that's gonna relate to the movie. I really don't know. I really do like how they are listening to the fans. Fans do love Doctor Doom. I like Doctor Doom as well. I have been looking at, I do have a few Doctor Doom covers myself. Doctor Doom is a very, very great character. The thing is about Doctor Doom, if you haven't known already, is that Doctor Doom does the impossible. Here's the thing that people don't notice about Doctor Doom, and what makes Doctor Doom him. He does the unexpected, and the unexpected that he does makes sense. Like, he does things where it's just like, what the heck? And when he does it, and how they explain how he does it, just blows your mind. You're just like, man, how did he figure out how to do that? How? And he explains how he does it. The thing is, Doctor Doom, his intelligence is very, very, like, it is displayed, and it's very cool how he just figures out how to do all this stuff. Because Magneto's not going to defeat him. Magneto is not going to defeat Doctor Doom. He's not. It's so, like, you know, you're facing Doctor Doom, and Doctor Doom figures out a way to defeat you, and you're the master of magnetism. But at the same time, you're just like, I'm Doctor Doom, and I'm going to defeat you. Whether you're the master of magnetism or not, his intelligence is superior. This guy's competition is Reed Richards, the smartest man alive. So what makes you think he's going to defeat? What makes you think he's going to defeat Doctor Doom? Like, this guy is very, very intelligent. So welcome to the live stream. How's it going? Yeah. So big things to point out there. If you haven't noticed what Marvel has been doing, Marvel has, like, Infinity War, Infinity Gems. Thanos had more screen time than everybody. He had more screen time than everybody in the entire movie, more than Robert Downey Jr., Iron Man. Doctor Doom is going to have the most screen time in Avengers Doomsday. He's going to have his name is in the title. He's going to defeat them. And in Secret Wars, he's not going to have the most screen time. Excuse me. So somebody lucky, I wouldn't say lucky, Pedro Pascal, he is the new centralized character of the MCU. So, that's who it is. Because this whole time, it was Tony Stark, it was Robert Downey Jr. He's a centralized character in the MCU. In Marvel Comics themselves is Spider-Man. In 21st Century Fox, it was Hugh Jackman, Wolverine. He is the centralized character. MCU was Tony Stark. Now, it's not going to be Tom Holland Spider-Man. It's going to be Pedro Pascal. He is going to be the centralized character of the MCU. And it's going to make sense. You know, people like, you know, and the connection between the two is that they're both intelligent. They're both very intelligent. They're both great characters. And they both done the impossible. Tony Stark and Reed Richards. And Tony Stark in the MCU, this guy found elements. Like, he found elements on the periodic table. Like, that's already insane. And he also found, he also created time travel himself. He's a billionaire, made his own suit, the box of scraps, created his own, he found his new element that's added onto the periodic table of elements. He created time travel. It was just too much. It was just too much. Think about it. It was too much. He was literally above human level. Like, he was surpassing levels of morals. Like, how do you say it? Like mortals or whatever. Like, this guy was like surpassing what a mortal being can do. Like, his intelligence was top tier, top part. Now, also another thing not a lot of people have been talking about, Doctor Strange. Now, Doctor Strange, I don't know. He's kind of in the abyss at the moment. I think Doctor Strange is going to be, he's probably going to be in Secret Wars. I don't know about Avengers Doomsday. But Doctor Strange is, Multiverse of Madness was good. Okay, I'm going to say that. The graphics was a little weird. And him destroying the Avengers Illuminati, well, not him. Scarlet Witch defeating the Avengers Illuminati was a big deal as well. She is the most powerful being, like dang near the most powerful being on Earth. Excuse me. Ooh, excuse me. The thing is, though, is that Doctor Strange faced Sinister Strange, there was Defender Strange, and there was Supreme Strange. My thing is that all of those Stranges are no longer, are living in all those universes. So my theory is that if that's the case, then what about the Doctor Strange Prime, the Doctor Strange we know about? Is the same going to happen for him? Is something going to happen to that Doctor Strange, or is Doctor Strange always a living being? The reason why I say that is because Doctor Strange is Doctor Strange can, he can put himself in astral form. Hello. Hello. Yeah, so Doctor Strange is like, he can control his soul. He can see things in that form. So I'm more so thinking, when you see Deadpool and Wolverine, and you see Deadpool crying about Thor, I feel like that's because Chris Hemsworth is in Doomsday, so that kind of tells you, that gives you a clue what exactly happened in Avengers Doomsday. Did Doctor Doom defeat Thor? Did he defeat Thor? Did he find a way Did he find a way with not with Mjolnir, but with dang, what's the Thunderstrike, the his hammer and everything? Did he find a way to defeat Thor? Did he? I wonder, because Deadpool was crying and was like, "Oh, what happened? You know, what happened to Thor? We don't know. We don't know, but it's obvious that Doctor Doom did something." The thing is about the Avengers Doomsday, it's like I said, it says Doomsday, so the Avengers are not gonna win. The Avengers are not gonna win. And when we saw Thanos in Infinity War, the Avengers lost. They lost. And Thor, knowing him, he's like, okay, these puny people, this and that, puny humans, this and that, blah, blah, blah. You know, but he went against Thanos. It was just like, he's not a human, he's a Titan. But it's just like, wow. Like, you're the god of thunder and you lost to a Titan. There's possibilities, man. And Doctor Doom, he's going to defeat Magneto. And he's going to for sure defeat Thor. Because guess what? You see all those things where, oh yeah, they wouldn't be able to put Magneto in the MCU. And you see him fight against the Avengers and he destroys the Avengers. Which is true. That's happened before. Well, he's defeated the X-Men. Now, in terms of him going against the Avengers, I do have that issue. But I did not... The comic is so beautiful, I haven't opened it. I thought about getting it graded and everything, but I haven't opened it. I forgot the number, man. There's been so many comic books out there, man. I forgot the issue number and everything. But the thing is that Magneto, he can defeat the Avengers like nothing. Okay, but Doomsday, he can for sure defeat Magneto. So what's gonna happen? What do you think is gonna happen? I wonder. They're gonna defeat him. Doctor Doom is going to destroy all of them for sure. So if Chris Hemsworth is in the movie and the villain of the movie is Doctor Doom and the movie's titled Doomsday, Thor's not going to win. He's not. There's gonna be a way, and that way is not going to be a pleasant one for everybody, because Thanos won Infinity War, and you know, Doom is going to win Doomsday. And I like how they titled the movie Avengers, because if they titled it by a character's name, it's not going to make sense for the character to lose in a movie that's titled with their name. It makes sense. Because Avengers, literally, those are multiple people, okay? And Avengers is not a character, it's a group. It's a group of people, a group of remarkable people. Now, Avengers is yeah, that's the thing. So, we don't know. We don't know. But I do know for sure that they're not going to win. So, after saying that 100 times, oh my goodness. But I don't know what's going to be after Secret Wars. I don't know if there's going to be maybe a movie. I'm pretty sure Brand New Day is going to be a trend. You know, they're probably going to do an end credit scene where they're going to be like, oh, we're going to try to connect to Secret Wars with Spider-Man Brand New Day. Hopefully, we're going to have more Street Marvel and Spider-Man. I really do. Even though No Way Home, I don't know what's on top No Way Home, man. Hello, how's it going? Hello, welcome to the live stream. I don't know who is going to. I don't know who's gonna top that movie. What's gonna top that movie? Because No Way Home was. No Way Home was crazy, man. No Way Home was insanity, man. I cried so many times in that movie. Man, it was mind-blowing. Like, I started crying when Andrew Garfield appeared. I was like, oh, man. That movie was crazy. Still a big movie, man. And how they brought all those amazing actors in the movie and everything. I'm just like, man. That movie was so crazy. Like, oh my goodness. It's like Infinity War, No Way Home, and then Endgame. That was just beyond cinema, man. It's just that we need more movies like that. But you know, it takes a lot of time, effort, planning, good writers, good directors, and of course a lot of money, because man, that movie just gives you the feels, man. Just like, wow, this is crazy. So we'll see. Will they continue to bring more crazy Marvel stories in the spotlight, you know? And you know, my thing is, for like DC, they need to do the same thing with DC. The Dark Knight is still, to me, the best DC movie I've ever seen. DCU, DCEU, DC animated, all that stuff. The Dark Knight was insanity. It was. Love that movie. That movie was still, oh my goodness. I remember watching that movie in the theaters, man. That movie was long, man. When Joker got out and everything, and I was just like, man, this movie's still going. This movie's crazy. You know, we need a Christopher Nolan Marvel movie, if that's possible. I don't even know if that's possible, man. A Marvel movie with Christopher Nolan directing it. Oh my goodness. I think, I don't know. Probably not the X-Men. Probably not. Probably not the X-Men. But the thing is, Christopher Nolan, he directs. I'm not saying all his movies are all realistic, but I mean most of them. You know, if he directs a movie, it's just gonna be like something realistic, more realistic. Yeah. So, well, you guys, I really appreciate you guys for watching. Your boy is still on the road. Might have to use the restroom. I am not close to my destination. Your boy is still hauling on this road. Great stuff. I'm heading to a wedding. Very exciting. It's gonna be a big day. I think the wedding already started. Yeah, so I told him I'll be running late. The weather was pretty bad. I had to work. The road is getting louder, as you can hear. Let me see. Yeah. So I'm gonna go ahead and let you guys go, because the connection gets bad over here. It gets pretty bad. So really appreciate you guys for watching. We're gonna go ahead and talk about some more comic book crazy stuff. Remember, all things comics, you know, has to relate to comics. Okay. All right. Well, the Robert Salzer. See y'all later. Robert Salzer out.